doing a great job.
Secretary Clinton, you have talked about, and in the last debate and again today, that you would impose a no-fly zone to try to protect the people of Aleppo and to stop the killing there. President Obama has refused to do that because he fears it's going to draw us closer or deeper into the conflict. And General Joseph Dunford, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, says, you impose a no-fly zone, chances are you're going to get into a war, his words, with Syria and Russia. So,
yeah, of course. I mean, why would we not get into a war with Syria and Russia? Syria has been aligned with Russia for a very long time, for decades, and with Iran. Syria is one of their satellite countries. Okay, so let's say if that's going to work, why can't we just impose a no-fly zone over the suffering people of North Korea? Shoot down any plane over North Korea. Well, I'm sure that's going to sit well with the North Koreans and the Chinese, right? No, I don't think so.
The question I have is, if you impose a no-fly zone, first of all, how do you respond to their concerns? Secondly, if you impose a no-fly zone and a Russian plane violates that, does President Clinton shoot that plane?
Right. So, I mean, it wouldn't be a no-fly zone if you didn't shoot the Russian plane down. So that would be World War III. You're just going to start shooting the Syrian and Russian planes down. I don't think so. No more than you would shoot the North Korean and Chinese planes down over North Korea.
Well, Chris, first of all, I think a no-fly zone could save lives and could hasten the end of the conflict.
Save lives? Are you kidding? It could cost millions of more lives. World War III is what you're talking about. And we have no business in Syria. Why do we give a crap about Syria? Okay? Talking about Allepo, the bombed out city, where supposedly 250,000 people are still living. I mean, they could leave that stinking one city. And that's an ISIS stronghold, okay? So who are we going to protect by putting a no-fly zone over there? ISIS? Why in the heck you want to protect ISIS? Oh, because you created ISIS?
I'm well aware of the really legitimate concerns that you have expressed from both the president and the general.
Oh, right. But you're smarter than everybody else. You're well aware, but you know how to do it the right way. Let's see how you can do it.
This would not be done just on the first day. This would take a lot of negotiation. It would also take making it clear to the Russians and the Syrians that our purpose here was to provide safe zones on the ground.
And how are you going to make that clear to the Russians and the Syrians? Oh, America, you come in, you take over our skies. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Like as if, ISIS were trying to take over the Ireland, right? And Russia decided to come in and say, okay, U.S., Europeans, y'all can't fly over Ireland anymore. Nope. We're going to shoot you down if you fly over Ireland because, we want a safe zone.
We've had millions of people leave Syria, and those millions of people inside Syria who've been dislocated.
Because you keep arming the rebels, the so-called moderate rebels who turned out to be ISIS. You created them. And you're running all these people out of their own country. It's your fault.
Well, I think we could strike a deal and make it very clear to the Russians and the Syrians that this was something that we believe was in the best interests of the people on the ground in Syria.
Right. Because they're just going to accept that. Yeah, we could strike a deal. What kind of deal? Huh? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it would help us with our fight against ISIS. But I want to...
How's it going to help us with our fight against ISIS? You're going to stop the Russians and Syrians from bombing ISIS, and that's somehow going to help us with our fight against ISIS. That's doublespeak at its finest.
On to what Donald said about refugees. He's made these claims repeatedly. I am not going to let anyone into this country who is not vetted, who we do not have confidence.
Right. And how do you vet these people? Really? You just think us stupid. You really think we're that stupid? You're going to be able to vet all these people. They don't have the controls over there like you do in this country over people, knowing who everybody is. Okay?
But I am not going to slam the door on women and children.
Do it for the women and children. We got to do it for the women and children. They always bring out the women and children. Hillary is trying to start World War III with a no-fly zone over Syria. She just admitted it. That is ridiculous and criminal.